Hello everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood Godzilla fan, GODZILLA here. I'm gonna be doing a video that's way long overdue. I should have made this video sometime last year, but I left it on hold for so long. So now I'm finally gonna be making how I make my Godzilla posters using this good app on my phone. I'm GODZILLA, and let's get right into the video, shall we? Just your friendly neighborhood Godzilla fan. And just to make it clear to everyone, I don't use Photoshop to make my posters. I've tried Photoshop a little while ago and it just took way too long to get used to. So, for years, I've been using this poster maker app on my phone to make my posters, because I think, for me, it's a lot easier and quicker. But that also means the posters I make won't look as good as a professional person who does Photoshop. So for this video, I'm going to be recreating this Godzilla vs. Destroya poster that I made. So first off, you gotta install Poster Maker on your phone. I don't really know which phone types it can use or anything like that, but just search up Poster Maker, and if it comes up, then install it, and that's how I use it. If it doesn't come up, then I don't know what to say. Maybe try someone else's phone that you know. So first, it's going to start you off on their home page, but you're going to go over to create, and then it gives you all the sizes of what you want the posters to look like. Personally, for my posters, since I upload them on my Instagram, I use the Instagram 4x5 one. So you're going to push on that, and it's going to open you up with a blank canvas, basically. Another thing I want to mention is the PNG images that I use. If you go on Google, you can search up a whole bunch of PNG images, like Fire PNG or Godzilla PNG, and basically it'll give you the image but without the background, so you can add it onto anything, and that's what I use. So first up, we're gonna want to add an image. So you push the add image button at the bottom, and then it's gonna take you to your pictures. I have it on my downloads because that's the one I need. So the one I'm gonna use is a background image of Tokyo that you can easily find on Google. No problem with it. So I'm gonna push on it and push the check mark. So I have this image of Tokyo now, and instead of putting it as my background, I'm just gonna add the photo and put it about, like, I'd say, like, make the size bigger, maybe like right there is good. Next, I'm gonna add another image, and this is the PNG. So if you search up, I at least searched up landscape PNG, and this is the image that came up. So I have this image of land, and basically I'm just gonna make it a bit bigger, because normally it'd be about this small, but for this I gotta make it bigger. So I'm gonna move this and make it a lot bigger so it fills up all of that space like that. Next, I'm gonna add another image, and it's gonna be a hill PNG. Yet again, if you go on Google, search up hill PNG, this stuff will come up, and this is just one of the ones that I picked. So I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna put it on this side right here. So I'm just gonna add it kind of like that, basically. And yet again, when you add the image, it's not permanent. You can always adjust it if you want to, but for now, I'll just leave it here. So as you can see, you can't see the Tokyo Tower in the background anymore. So what I'm going to do is push on the layers button at the top, up there. I'm going to push on the city, and then I'm going to go over to 3D rotation. And then once I go over to the flip button, I push flip and then push horizontal, and it'll just flip the image around. So now you can very clearly see Tokyo Tower right in the background. But you may be wondering, where's Mount Fuji? So basically, if you go on Mount Fuji PNG, is one of the ones that I downloaded. I'm gonna use this, and I'm just gonna kind of add it in the background, maybe like right there. As you can see, the one that I have is a bit faded at the bottom, So I can just kind of add it on right there and then put it down a little bit, and then basically it's right there and it looks like it's in the picture. So next I'm gonna add the Destroyer PNG image. Yet again, you can find all the images on Google, but the one I have right here is the full body image of him. So what I'm going to do is add him and make him a bit bigger so he kind of stands out. Something like that is good. And if you want to see Mount Fuji, all you got to do is just kind of move it over like right there instead of over there. Right there is good. Next, I'm going to add the Kong PNG image, which I have right here. And this one is from the statue that they have of Kong. So I just cropped out the background, and then I'm gonna put him maybe right here. Maybe make Destroy a little bit back more like that, and then put Kong like right here. I think he's good right there. Next, I'm going to add Godzilla, and I'm using the picture from the Prime Studios Godzilla right here. So what I'm gonna want to do is crop out all of this extra stuff because we don't need it. So we're gonna crop out that, all the words, and maybe make the brightness a little higher up. So all you see is Godzilla. Go online, I use adobe.com, and I can upload a picture and it'll let me convert it into a PNG. So all I have to do is select the file right here, and then boom, it crops out the background for me so I don't have to do it. And then I just push download. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for the Gamera image that I have. Boom, background's gone. So then I'm gonna go back to my picture, choose image, and then click the one that doesn't have the background, and then I'm just gonna kind of make him a bit bigger for accurate sizing and add him like right there. I would say he's good right there. Next, I'm gonna do the same thing but with Gamera. As you can see, now that Gamera is on this side, but as you see, he's looking the other way. So I go on 3D rotation, flip him around so it looks like he's looking this way. And then go on layers and move Godzilla up one, so that means he's in front of Gamera instead of behind him. So I'm going to put him here and make Gamera a bit smaller. And then add him just like that. So this right here is all of the basic stuff. This is just the basic images, adding it all. But if you want to add the effects, yet again, you can go on Google and just search up PNG. So I have purple light PNG is one of the things that I searched up. And I'm going to add it on Destroyer's chest just to make it pop out a bit more. So I'm just going to kind of add it right there, right in the middle, so it looks like it's glowing. Next, I have a fire PNG that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to kind of add it on Destroyer's horn right there. Put it right over top, and there, that's kind of like his horn. Next, I'm going to make it a bit darker, so I'm going to add some clouds in the background. So I'm going to make this bigger, and I'm going to kind of like put it up there. But I'm going to move the clouds behind Destroyer. So once I go right behind Destroyer there, we're going to keep it like that, and there you go, it's cloudy. Next is the shadows. So for the shadows, you can search up Shadow PNG on Google and get it right here. And you see how this shadow has a bit of gray? So I go over to color, and then I go to color and make it black so it's even darker. So I'm going to make this bigger and put it right on top of Destroyer right there. But you see how it's covering Godzilla? Well, all we have to do is put it below Godzilla, Kong, and Gamera right there. So that way it's only covering Destroyer and not the other one. So it makes it look like he has a shadow. We're going to do the same thing with Godzilla, Kong, and Gamera. So the first one we're going to do is put it over top them at the bottom right there. And then we're going to push copy at the top, which makes a copy. And we're going to put it a little bit up more. But we're going to move the shadow down so Godzilla, Kong, and Gamera are in front of it. So that way it looks like they have a shadow in front of themselves. Next, we're just going to add a little lightning effect up here. Yet again, red lightning PNG. That's all I have to search up. And I'm just going to kind of put it back there. but since it's covering Destroyer's wing, I'm going to move it so it's behind Destroyer and not in front of him. So now it's behind him like that. Next up, we're going to make them a bit darker. You see how Kong is kind of popping out right there? Well, we're going to make him a tad bit darker. So all we're going to do is go on the layers and push on Kong's. So we selected Kong. Then we're going to go over to color, and we can make him any color. If we want red, push on red, make him red. If we want him to be purple, make him like a dark purple, light purple. But instead we need him darker. So we're going to push on white, and then we're going to go down from there. White, darker white, gray, gray, gray. You see how he's getting darker as I go down? Dark, dark, and then dark. So we want something like, maybe like this. I think this is a good color. And we're going to do the same exact thing with Godzilla. You push on Godzilla. Want to make him darker? Just push the color down, make him darker. Same thing with Gamera. We want him darker. We're going to make him a little bit darker. I would say that's good right there. Now the lighting. So we need Godzilla's dorsal fins to glow blue. And I know there's a lot of other ways to do it, but the way I do it is simply by having a light PNG. Basically, if you search up a light PNG on Google, it comes up with this little image right here of this light that you can just quickly download. And then I'm going to make the colors blue. Go over, let's find a nice, I'd say that's a nice light blue color. And then we're going to make it very small because we don't just want to cover the whole thing because it's just a blob. So we're going to make it a bit smaller like that and make it a bit more. So you may be thinking, oh, it's just a big blob on Godzilla's dorsal fin right there. Well, you push on the image, go a bit over and go to opacity. And once you push on opacity, you can make it so it's like you can't see it or you can see it. So we're going to put it maybe like in the middle right there. So then it's a little bit of light. So then you push on the image again, you go at the copy button at the top, you push copy, it's going to make a copy, and we're just going to keep doing it and copying the picture all the way down both rows of his dorsal plates. Copy, move it down, and keep going down until it's not blue anymore. And then we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So now we have Godzilla's dorsal plates glowing blue. And I know it still looks like a blob right now, but it'll look better once I save it. So next is the coloring. As you can see, there's just basic colors. So I'm gonna just use this light PNG. I'm just gonna copy the one from Godzilla's dorsal plate, but I am going to change the color. And as you know, Godzilla's color is blue. So we're gonna get a nice blue color. I would say that's good. So we're going to make this big and we're going to put it behind Godzilla. So we're going to move this thing all the way down past all this stuff until it's behind Godzilla. And once it's behind him, that way you could still see Godzilla good, but the background is a blue color. And we're going to do the same thing with Gamera, except Gamera is going to be green. So we're going to put green right there. We're going to go in the layers and put this all the way down past Gamera. So that way behind Gamera is a green color. And then Kong, I'm going to give him a bit of a browner color. So I'm going to go to like the brown colors. I'm going to get that. I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to put it behind Kong. So you put this all the way down until right there behind Kong. And there's your colors. So you might be thinking it still stands out a bit. So we're going to copy Kong's little brown color, but the opacity we're going to put it down even lower. I'd say like 30 is good, or 28 I guess. So we're going to see, you can like barely see it, but we're going to put it over top of Kong. Maybe put the opacity up to like 43. Put it over top of Kong. We're going to do the same thing with Godzilla. We're going to copy, we're going to make him a nice blue color like that. We're going to put it over top of Godzilla, and then we're going to do the same with Gamera. We're going to give him a nice green color and put it over top and just leave it there. Leave it over top of Gamera then. And then we're going to do the same thing with Destroya because we haven't done Destroya yet. So I personally use purple as Destroya's color. So I'm going to put a purple right in front, or right behind Destroya. So I got to move this purple all the way down. As you can see, it's very smooth, so you can just simply pull it all the way down behind Destroya. And we're going to make the opacity a little bit higher up, so, you know, he's glowing purple. So now for the smoke. We need some dust, basically. So I just have this simple dust smoke PNG that I got off Google. And I want it to be purple because Destroy is purple, and I want some purple mist. So you can change the color to purple and you just kind of make it big. But you see how it's covering Godzilla, Kong, and Gamera? Well, just go in layers and simply put it down so it's behind all of them like that. Maybe make it so it's right in front of Destroya. So that way there's like a nice purple mist covering them like that. So just to adjust some things, I'm gonna like turn this opacity of the green a bit down. Same with the blue. Just mainly because it is pretty bright, so we're going to turn it down a little bit. Kong is fine though. But basically, yeah, there you go. There's a basic image of the poster that I did before. So we're going to push save it in HD. And now the image is saving, and it should save pretty soon. And there you go. The image is saved. And you may be thinking, how does this image look like the one that I have before? They still look very different. And that's where the after editing comes. And this is where things gets a bit complicated because other people could have different editing stuff than other people. So I push on it and then I push edit. This is just on my gallery. This is no app. This is just on my normal gallery. So I'm just going to push edit, and I edit with photos. I know there's other editing apps that you can use, but I edited this with photos. So I'm going to push photos, and it's basically going to give me a nice, cool little editing thing. So then I can just do some edits. So if I want the brightness to go all the way up, it can go up. If I want it down, it can go down. I'm just going to keep that there for now. So the edits that I did is the sharpness. I put the sharpness all the way up. Like that, so it's very, very sharp. I put the pop up a little bit too. The black point, which makes, or the shadows, which makes it a bit darker like that. Same with the black point like that. The highlights, I put it all the way up because you see how the light like goes up and down. Highlights go all the way up. The white point just makes it a bit brighter, so I'm going to put that up a little bit as well. Contrast, make it a bit contrast a little bit. The brightness might go up or down. I'm just going to put it up like that. The blue tone, maybe I can put it up a little to make Godzilla's dorsal fins a bit more blue, or I can make it down to make it white, so I'm going to put it like that. I think that's good. Skin tone, which I can make the red more red, so I'm going to put that all the way up. Tint, I can use this to make it a bit more purple like that. Saturation to increase the colors, maybe put the contrast up just a little bit more. And then I have this, which allows me to make it darker on the edges. So I'm going to make it a bit darker, like, I'd say like that. And right there, I would say that is good. So I'm going to push done, and it lets me save a copy of it. And there you go. This is kind of basically a summary of how I make my Godzilla posters. At least that Destroyer poster that I made. But as you can see, look at the difference. That's when I first made the poster, when I just added all the colors and effects, and this is after I edited, which basically shows that after you make a picture on some app, don't just leave it as a raw picture. Maybe do a little bit of edits to increase the saturation, increase the sharpness, increase the contrast, maybe the brightness of it as well. Because that really, as you can see, affects the picture. So here's that picture compared to the original. Yet again, it's still going to look a little different because I used different images for this picture. I didn't use the exact same images that I have to make this new one. But basically, that's kind of what it looks like. As you can see on the older one, the horn flame is a little bit longer than the one I have. but still you can always stretch it out a little bit to make it bigger. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed and learned some stuff of how to make Godzilla posters. If you're able to get this poster maker app, I definitely recommend it because you can make a lot of cool posters. As you can see, all the other Godzilla posters that I did. But anyways, have a great Godzilla day.